I'm joined by Robert Oxley of the Vote Leave campaign. And do you accept it is a significant breakthrough?
Absolutely not. If you ask for very little and you're eventually given a mere morsel back by the Commission, I'm not sure we can call that a significant breakthrough. What Downing Street has done very effectively here is they've managed expectations. Ultimately, we're talking about very trivial issues in a fix which doesn't actually fix the problem that David Cameron set out to sort. He said, I'd go and sort out migration. But yet the Office for Budget Responsibility, George Osborne's own economic advisors, say proposals that limit migrant welfare payments will not have any impact on immigration. So we've gotten to this point where we are obsessed over will he or won't he get a deal on an emergency brake. It doesn't even live up to his language only a couple of weeks ago when he was saying it had to be legally binding and fully enforced. But it's been boiled down to such a trivial set of issues that fundamentally Downing Street is going to get its win no matter what.
And yet safeguards for non-Euro countries like Britain from being pushed around by the largest single currency bloc, that's not trivial.
Well, it is trivial if it's not backed by treaty change. One of the things that we were told a year ago is that if we were going to deliver fundamental changes, if we were going to get powers back, in David Cameron's own words, it would involve treaty change. That is not on the card. So effectively, any deal that we sign up to, any deal that people will be voting on the referendum will effectively be a blank cheque. That is a risky option for people to vote for when we have seen so often the European Commission tends to say one thing, but the second people have voted, they pull it out.
Isn't it understandable, though, that Mr. Cameron wants to move quickly because he looks across at you guys and your campaign seems to be a shambles?
Well, I think we have been consistently making the message of showing up the renegotiation for being a trivial matter which isn't delivering powers back. We have been on the grassroots delivering leaflets when the In campaign are having to pay for their leaflets to be delivered. So I don't think it's a shambles. And yes, you have two campaigns here. Why should we be unhappy about that when those two campaigns are making very different arguments? One is talking fundamentally about immigration and a core argument. We're talking about the arguments which we think will win the swing votes. That's not a bad thing.
The Conservative MP, member of Vote Leave, Steve Baker, yesterday said there would have to be material changes in the Vote Leave campaign, such as what?
Well, look, I think it's fair to say that we've not always brought MPs along with us with some of the campaigning that we've done, but we have been making that message, we have been delivering that. We are listening to all those Eurosceptics who clearly want to get us out of the EU, who only have the interest of getting that campaign going. I believe that's the professional campaign that we've delivered, which will end up bringing the backing of big beasts both in the cabinet and big beasts in the business. That's what I think will be, and that's the kind of campaign I think will be judged on.
We know the Prime Minister is almost certainly going to lead the In campaign. Who's going to lead the Out campaign?
Well, let's see what happens after that renegotiation, because I think when David Cameron does present that deal and people see how little is actually on offer, how it does not in any way tally with the things that the Conservatives have been saying for the last 10 years, there will be people in his own party who say, actually, Prime Minister, I respectfully disagree with you, I'm going to campaign to leave. And also in the business side, businesses who look and say, actually, if we vote to leave, we'll get a free trade deal, we'll be able to cooperate with the EU without being members of the EU, I think that will bring big business figures out. So you'll have a lot of different spokesmen for this kind of thing.
Okay, Robert Oxley, thanks so much for your time. Well, I guess
you didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.